All right, then. It would appear that we are, in fact, on, and that's a wonderful thing. I'm talking to myself at this moment. However, I'm going to talk anyway. If you would like to suggest a title for this evening's Nightlight Zone, please feel free to put it here in chat. So I haven't heard I haven't listened to your podcast episode yet, but I'm eager to do so. You happy with it?
I am, but it's experimental. The show is experimental because it uses lots of bits and pieces of like improv. So I'm proud of it, but I think that's an important thing to keep in mind.
That it's experimental.
Yes.
Well, I think everything you do is experimental, Walt.
It is. I never know how anything will turn out.
That's the way to be, baby. That is the way to be.
Free to be you and me.
What was that, 70s or 80s? 70s, I think.
That was 70s or late 60s. Yeah.
Man. A different world.
Something to make the kids watch at summer camp on a rainy day when the boys can learn that they can play with dolls and cry.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Actually did like a day of office work today with the result that my body is just saying like, what is wrong with me? What happened? Because you know how stressful it is to sit at a desk, right?
Unfortunately, I either sit or stand at a desk almost all of my time lately.
Oh my, that's terrible.
Yes. But at least I'm surrounded by bunnies.
Well, hey man, how many bunnies do you have at the moment?
Actually 2. They're not really surrounding me. They're flanking me.
Yeah.
They're going to make a move. They're employing a strategy and it's worrisome.
I'm assuming that they're spayed or neutered or what have you.
They are.
Yeah, good. So you won't have 27.
No, I only adopt from a shelter and I always spay or neuter.
Way to go, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I just came back. Is this The Price is Right?
That's right. And I won a brand new poor excuse for a boyfriend. Hi.
Oh.
Aw.
We're not live, are we?
I don't want a brand new poor excuse for a boyfriend.
No,
like the one I have.
That remark insults both of my friends. I don't like that at all.
That's okay, because I don't like anything.
He's in one of his moods, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently.
That usually yields a good Nightlight Zone.
True.
Roger's already given us 3 very good titles.
Oh, good.
Hey, should we, I'm thinking that I like it when I sort of read out several of the titles and we just sort of mash. Is that good?
Yeah, is it time for that? Do we want to?
No, not yet, not yet.
Yes.
It is 7:53, and if you are just joining us, we're under 7 minutes away from this evening's episode of The Nightlight Zone here at live.mopco.org, brought to you by the Mopco Improv Theater, 10 North J, Schenectady, New York, home of the Capital Region's finest improv comedy classes, activities, and more. Temporarily closed during the pandemic, the Mopco fully intends to reopen in some way, shape, or form, some daytime or hour. Stay tuned.
It's always open online and in our hearts.
That's right. You know, we must have 100 episodes up by now
Yeah.
Oh my
on
gosh.
YouTube, right? Which
Oh, we
would
should
mean that
count them.
somebody could spend like days watching nothing but Mopco shows.
Some lucky person.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to count them.
If in fact you are considering spending days watching all the Mopco YouTube shows, please be in touch. We will send help as quickly as we possibly can.
Deprogramming can be quick and painless.
It only hurts for the first few episodes. Don't worry.
We only hurt the ones we love, and we love you all.
And we will reiterate that if you are joining us and you'd like to contribute to the fund of possible titles for this evening's episode, look for the chat, enter the chat here on YouTube and make your suggestions there. We will probably grab those title suggestions and mush them together in the Nightlight machine, coming up with a unique, never before heard title for this evening's episode.
That's fantastic.
Isn't it?
It's like we've done this before.
It's a fantasy world.
Could we not build up expectations, guys, please?
It doesn't have to be a good fantasy world. It could be like Barbarella.
Barbarella.
I mean, look, she was great to look at, but as a movie,
I was very young and impressionable, but I don't think I remember critiquing the movie actually.
well, in college when we watched it, I coined the term we used called the Barbarella effect. That is when a movie that is only about 2 hours long seems like it's 9 hours long.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced that they didn't rewind it every time I went to the bathroom.
Well, guys, it's 7:56. That means we are less than 4 minutes away. There are 2,743 viewers at this moment, all of them avidly anticipating this evening's episode of the Nightlight Zone, brought to you by the Mopco Improv Theater. Our cast this evening: Michael Burns, Jen Lavenhar, and Walt Baticki.
Small audience tonight.
Well, they usually pile in the last few minutes. Up there, the first Australians just arrived.
Good morning.
Interesting statistic that there are 712 people named David watching tonight.
Wow.
David, for a while, was the third most popular name among our viewers, but it has slipped recently. So this resurgence is actually quite impressive, isn't it, Walt?
Yes, but the Davids are gonna probably fade into obscurity because the Hunters, the Madisons, and the Mackenzies are getting old enough to appreciate theater.
Definitely on the rise. There's no question about it. There are still 4 Gwyneths and 1 Edsel. Edsel, hailing from, well, it says here the suburbs of London. That's a little vague, but we'll take it. Edsel, welcome. We're glad you're with us this evening.
I'm just amazed that London can have suburbs because, isn't it like England like a skinny kind of wiggly island? Wouldn't the suburbs be underwater?
It's not that small an island.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look very big on my globe.
Well, I know, but that's partially your eyesight. And do remember that London swing like a pendulum do.
That I don't understand the words you said.
I said London swings like a pendulum do.
That's, we're talking about England. Learn to speak the language. That's not even proper.
It's what London does. It swings like a pendulum do.
Okay, well then I am do work and gonna understand London swing and do.
Hey, we're less than a minute away. If you think this is fascinating, just wait until you experience this evening's episode of the Nightlight Zone. Brought to you by the Mopco Improv Theater,
Yay.
home of Walt's Rabbits.
Well, they don't live at the theater.
No.
They live here.
With Walt. in
They
his
do.
house- in his house overlooking Lake Pontchartrain.
Yes. Where our primary export are little brown marbles. Yes.
Less than a minute. And-
That's how peppercorn is made.
Ah, yes. Indonesia, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. The auto translator should be on, although I'm sure you speak much better English than any language that we speak that isn't English. And it's 8 o'clock, kids.
Woohoo!
Yes, it is. Do you know what that means? That means
Uh,
Oh, Murder, She Wrote is on.
no.
Angela Lansbury.
Good night.
Yes, that's right. It's another Nightlight Zone here at the virtual Mopco Improv Theater. My name is Michael Burns, and I am joined this evening by my beloved cast members, Mr. Walt Baticki and Ms. Jennifer Lavenhar. Here they are. And guys, I'm very excited because there are now, I told you it would grow, there are 33,463 people watching the show at this moment. And from them, we've gotten some excellent suggestions. So take note here, and we'll come up with our title for the evening. Titles might include "Don't Look Back," "In It for the Money," "The Bar Crawl," or "Mopco versus Netflix." Someone was listening in on our conversation. Yes, indeed. So what do we think, guys?
Can you read them again, please?
Yeah.
Don't Look Back, "In It for the Money," "The Bar Crawl," "Mopco versus Netflix." Oh my goodness, there are two more. "Bobbies on Bicycles 2x2," or "The Mystery of Area 51."
How about crawling for the money? That kind of a amalgam.
Yeah, I was thinking don't look at the money, but crawling for the money is also good.
How about "Bobby the Bicycle and the Money"?
Night of the Crawling Bobbies.
Bobby, the bicycle, and the money.
What do you think? Is it too much? Is it too much? Is it too soon?
I think I'm over it. I'm okay.
Nothing.
Are you? Are you sure?
I can.
Money Bike.
Money Bike.
Money Bike.
Money Bike. It's simple.
Sure.
Money Bike. It's simple,
Nothing.
it's straightforward, it's to the point, and it begins now.
We see a playground in a suburb. Children are playing and running about. And a group of paper boys are gathered together with their sacks of newspapers on their bicycles. And they seem to be having some sort of confrontation.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me tell you something. Your mom's so ugly, when she goes swimming, they got to be skimming ugly off the pool for a week.
No, she isn't. My mom's not ugly at all. And they don't skim ugly off the pool.
No, her dad is so poor, he skims off the books at work.
That's right. They call him the book skimmer. That's
The
what your
book
daddy is. He's the book skimmer. And he's so poor, he's got to ride a bike to work. I've seen him. It's true.
We're not that poor. We're not that poor. My
Oh,
dad
you're not?
because he likes to. Keeps
Is
him.
that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he likes to, huh?
he likes his bike, just like I like my bike.
That ain't even barely a bike. Look at it. It's like someone took a bunch of pieces of parts of bikes they didn't like and wanted to throw out, and she found them and put them and pushed them up.
Matter of fact, I don't think you need this part right here.
Hey,
You don't need that.
Oh, a
You don't need
tootie horn.
handlebars. Nah.
Is this your horn?
Yeah, give it to me.
Oh, it's in the duck pond. Oh, what did I do?
Oh, too bad the little duckies are going to choke on your horn.
Come on, buddy. Let's get to real work and let's us deliver papers on real bikes.
Yeah, let's go.
Just you wait. One day I'm gonna get a real bike too, not just a bike that I put together from parts that I found. And then when I get a real bike, well, I'm gonna out-deliver all of you. I'm gonna own this town. Just you watch out.
Lily Stelcup, a 10-year-old girl with a heart of a lion, growing up with not much in a little town just this side of the Nightlight zone.
My mom's gonna kill me if I come home all wet, but I need that horn.
Well, excuse me, little lady. I couldn't help but see you're having a little mechanical difficulty there. My card.
Your what?
My card.
Well, I'm sorry, mister. I don't have time for cards now. I have to put together my bike. Maybe you have grown-ups to play cards with.
Peter Van Tankelwack, bicycle repairman extraordinaire. That's what it says.
Give me that.
If it's Tankelwack, you know it's quality.
Mr. Tinklewack, you fix bikes?
Tankelwack. It's
Sorry?
Swedish.
Say it.
Tankelwack.
Tinklewack? Am I saying it right?
Don't hurt yourself. It's fine.
Tinklewack. Mr. Tinklewack, do you think... Look, it's not much to look at, but I made it myself from parts that I found at the dump. And my dad came and helped me look for them, and then we put it together in the garage. And do you think you could fix this up?
Well, I can, but you see, at Tankelwank's, everything we do is full of love. And this bike was, I can see, full of love. So as we put your bike together and make it a bigger, better, more beautiful bike, tell me about you. Tell me about your needs and your love.
Oh,
I'll just tinker away.
oh gee.
Tankelwack tinkering.
Okay.
Tally ho.
Okay, Mr. Tinkle. Now don't hurt that bike. That you know. That
Oh, I would never harm a bike. Never. Bikes are sacred. There's some parts of the world where there's not any cars, just bikes. And it's beautiful. The people are happy.
We see a montage of Tinklewack working on the bike while Lily sits nearby telling him all about her life and her family and her goals and aspirations, the things that scare or bother her. Finally, we can see that the bike is not only fixed, but seems marvelously transformed.
And it's my mom's birthday in a couple of days, so I thought I could maybe earn enough to get her something nice, something shiny, something sparkly. She doesn't have anything like that.
Well, I think you'll find the Tankelwank Touch has made your bike a machine that will help you in all your endeavors for yourself and your family.
Mr. Tanglewake, where's my bike? That's a shiny, brand new bike. Where's my bike?
Oh, I can't take credit for the whole transformation. All those wonderful things you told me about how hard your father works and how much your mother believes in you and how you never really turn to fighting back when you're bullied, but you do stand your ground. All those beautiful qualities, they are what made this bike beautiful. And listen, this beauty comes at one price.
Well, I don't have much money. I am saving up.
Not money. You must only use this bike with love. If you don't, if you use this bike with anger, fury, vengeance, or any terrible emotion, there will be a cost. And now I must go. Somewhere a tricycle is crying.
Oh.
The scene fades to evening. Residential street, a modest home. The front room, a man sits in a chair reading. Lily? Lily? Can you come down here, please?
Did you call me, Dad?
Oh, yes, Lily.
Am I in trouble?
Well, I don't know, dear. That's what I wanted to ask you.
That's my bike, Dad. I didn't take a brand new bike from anybody else. I didn't steal anything. That is my bike in the garage right now. I can't explain it, but Mr. Tanglewink, he...
Lily, take a breath. I didn't say anything about your bike, did I?
No, but I just thought that's what you wanted to talk to me about.
Lily, I haven't even seen your bike, but your mother has, and she was rather concerned. She says it looks very fancy and very new.
It does, Dad. It looks fancy and new.
But you tell me that that's your bike, and I know you to be a truthful child, so I believe you. That is your bike.
That is my bike, Dad. Do you want to know how it got so fancy and new?
I may regret this, but yes, I do.
So, it was all Mr. Tanglewink. He took it and he turned his back and I couldn't really see what he was doing. He asked me about you and Mom, and I told him about you and Mom and Nana and Pugsley and...
Lily.
Yeah, Dad?
Mr. who?
I think his name was Tanglewink.
Mr. Tanglewink, and he asked questions about all of us.
Well, yeah, he just asked me about all the people I love, and so I was telling about you and Mom and Grandma.
Lily.
Yeah.
What do you remember about talking to strangers?
Oh. Well, I guess technically he was a stranger, but he introduced himself and he gave me a card with his name on it and everything.
Oh, he did, really? Do you have that card?
Yeah, I have it somewhere here. Look, I put it in my pocket, Dad, but it's not here. I just have what? It's just a bunch of glitter. Dad, I put that card in my pocket. He gave me a card with his name right on it, Mr. Tinklewinker or something, Mr. Tinklewink. It said it right on the card in fancy lettering, Dad. And if you ran your fingers over it,
it was raised and it felt really smooth and it's wonderful and it smelled just slightly of vanilla and maybe strawberry and fresh cut grass and a kind of morning when the dew is evaporating in the bright sunshine.
You know Mr. Tinklewink?
I'm familiar with Mr. Tinklewink.
Well, that's a relief. Then he's not a stranger, right?
Lily, Mr. Tinklewink is supernatural.
Well, he was pretty super, but there wasn't anything very natural.
Lily, he is other. And as wonderful as he is, when I married your mother, I promised her that I would go away from all those other things, that we would live in this world and this world only, and I would raise you to be a good child, a Methodist, a Republican, an American, a good child.
I am all those things, except
I know you are, dear. You're going to have to give the bike back.
Well, Dad, it's my bike, and I was going to use it to get some money so I could get Mom something nice for her birthday. Just don't tell her.
Did you mention the wish for money within the earshot of Mr. Of course you did.
Well, I might have. I mean, I was just talking about how much I wish I could help you and Mom, fix up the place and get some nice things. And maybe one day, if I made enough money from my paper route, we could get a bigger house that had heat all the time.
No. Lily, I want you to go to the shed in the backyard, and I want you to get the wheelbarrow and meet me in front of the garage, because I have a feeling we're going to need that wheelbarrow for the currency that undoubtedly awaits you there.
In the garage?
Yes. That's where you put your bike.
Yeah. You're not going to make me give it up, right? I need that bike. I need it.
You have to give up the bike and the money, Lily.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dad. I'm going to go get it from the garage. There's no money there.
We see the bike in the garage, and the sack on the side of the bike that was once full of newspapers is instead stuffed full of green bills.
Holy moly! Dad! Dad, get out here!
Yep.
I'm sorry for shouting, Dad. I know I'm not supposed to shout outside like that, but look, Dad! Look at that.
Lily, you see, Mr. Tinklewink is call him a supplier.
Well, he did seem to have a lot of nice things just kind of on him, like maybe he had really big pockets or something, or one of those coats that's lined with pockets, Dad, because he took my bike and now he's standing right there. I guess I was so busy talking before I knew it.
He doesn't really need pockets. The things just happen when Tinklewink is around. You see, Lily, the Tinklewink and Stalkup families were great friends when I lived in the old place, but then when I met your mother, I renounced that and came here. And as a result, you're not understanding any of this.
Well, you're not talking about magic, are you? Because that's blasphemy.
Yes, that's blasphemy. Oh, no, it's not. Now, you listen to me very carefully. Your mother is very frightened about all things magical, but the fact of the matter is if there is a God, he likes joy, and joy is the kind of magic that Tinklewink and others that I know bring, and there's nothing bad about them. There is not a bad bone in that man's body, but nonetheless, I love your mother, and I made her a promise, and a promise is a promise, and it must be kept, and therefore you need to give all of the money. Not even give it. We need to burn it. And you need to put the bike on the fire as well.
No, Dad, that's my bike. I need that bike.
Sorry, Lily.
Dad, it's not fair. All I was doing was trying to get my horn out of the duck pond. It's not fair, Dad.
I know.
I won't let you burn my bike. I hate you.
Lily, don't you take that bike. Lily, Lily, you come back here.
Don't ever talk to me again.
Evening. We see the exterior of the house and the silhouettes of Stalcup and Mrs. Stalcup moving back and forth in the living room, apparently arguing. I'm sorry, but this is just not all right with me. I know I made you a promise, but the girl's heartbroken, Madge.
Honey, well, you know the rules we have about otherworldly forces in this household. You remember what happened when I had my scooter repaired?
Yes. And if you had gone with it instead of your narrow interpretation of what's right and what's wrong, then so many things would have been different in your life, in our life, in my life, in your life, in all of our lives.
I went with it, and then all the good fortune and all the wonderful things, we just took it for granted. The scooter brought us so many wonderful things, and then why? If Doris Hardenberg had not flirted with you that night, I would not have hatefully rammed the scooter into her ankle, and we could have avoided all that tragedy.
Do you know what time it is?
It's too late for this. I'm going to bed.
Hold on, woman. You are not going to bed before your daughter gets home. You don't even know where she is. Is that the kind of wonderful, religious, moral life you want to lead?
I'm so confused.
I have half a mind to tell the girl she can keep the bike and the money.
Oh. But what if she makes the same mistakes we made?
What if she does? What if she does?
Look at all the money. The money just keeps pouring in through all the windows and all the cupboards. The neighbors will find out. The neighbors and the IRS. Oh, magic be damned. We will be in trouble once more.
You know, I know you didn't grow up in a magical environment, but there are a couple of things that I wish you would think about and perhaps remember from when we were courting. The IRS won't be a problem. That's part of the magic. And as for the neighbors, well, hey, when we help them out with various things because we have all this money, don't you think they'll think a little bit more kindly about us?
But remember, Doris, what all it's going to take is for one person to make her do a hateful thing with that bike, like I did to Doris's ankle when she flirted with you. And then there'll be hell to pay. Magic comes at a price.
Magic really
Not
is
money.
big. It really is.
Nightlight.
Yes.
I'm going to use some of this money and hire a cab and go looking for her. Why don't you take the Oldsmobile and drive around yourself?
It doesn't start. I'll hit the sidewalks.
I'm sorry, dear. I love you. I hate when we fight.
So we're keeping it all.
I don't know. All I know is we need to find her. We need to explain the rules. And if she can't abide by them, then she does need to get that bike back to where it came from.
Meanwhile, down by the river, stupid bike, stupid money, stupid papers. Thought I could hit everybody's roots. And one night while they were sleeping, I'd take my new bike all over town, hit everybody's roots, and do a better job than they could ever do. And then I'd get their roots from them, and then I'd get all their tips from them, and then maybe I could work my way up in the newspaper business. Maybe get hired as a writer. And all I was thinking about was how mad I was at my dad and how much I wanted to take everybody's roots and take everybody's money.
Do it. Mwah.
The air begins to shimmer, an evil green-blue glow. Suddenly it seems very cold. Lily clutches herself and shivers like the air.
What's happening?
Lily!
Tinkle-wink!
Lily! Where are you, hon?
Dad! Dad, I'm down here by the river, Dad!
Oh, Lily.
Ride me away. Your parents don't understand the bond between a girl and her bike. We have people to punish.
Lily, don't do anything angry. Don't do anything in anger. I'm trying to pick my way down the path here.
If Dad finds me, he's going to make me give up the bike, and then I'll never make enough money, and I'll never become a reporter, and I'll never get on those flowers.
Well, ride me away. Run away. Make your fortune. Send them the money.
Tinklewink, help her. Tinklewink.
That's a great idea.
You've made your point, Tinklewink. Help my girl.
Here we go.
Oh, hello, little one. How are you enjoying the bike?
Well,
it's fantastic, isn't it? Oh,
sure is the nicest bike we ever saw.
but my nose, it smells a little bit like some love's gone bad inside that bike.
I was angry at my father because he wanted me to give it back to you. He wanted me to burn the money. He wanted me to burn the bike. And I thought, I'll never get us a house and some flowers and a newspaper job without that bike. I need that bike. That bike is the key to everything. Isn't it, Mr. Tinklewink?
Is that the lesson you think you've learned?
I'm almost there, Lil. Tinklewink. Help her, please.
I'm doing my best.
Well,
he's a nice fella, but he's not very patient.
of course it's the key to everything. I mean, everybody else in town has a nice bike and they have fancy cars and
are they happy? Are they happy? Are they nice to each other? Are they nice to you?
No, they're terrible bullies, and Cletus is always telling about how his dad hits him every night, and he came to school the other day with a black eye. And Winston, I saw Mr. Tinklewink, can I tell you a secret?
Oh, yes.
I saw Winston one time out behind the bleachers crying. And I went up and I asked him what was wrong. And he wouldn't tell me what was wrong. In fact, he shoved me back. I offered him a ride home on my bike, and he said he wasn't going to be caught dead on some mangy old bike like my old one was. But I bet if I had a bike like that, I could cheer him right up.
The bike is only beautiful because we made it with love. Look how it's rusting now. Look how the pieces look loose.
No.
Yeah, yes.
No.
Why do you think that happened?
Hey, Tink.
Ah, look at you all grown up.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry I ran away.
Come here, you. Oh, I just wanted to help the old kiddo out. And
you know something, you were you haven't changed. You're just so impulsive. You just made a mess of a lot of things around here. You know that, don't you?
Well, look, I didn't know that your dear wife was going to ram poor Doris in the ankle with a magic scooter.
I know you didn't know that, but
I mean, I'm not Rumpelstiltskin. I mean, I make the magic deal and I say the rules. I'm pretty square. I mean, square dealing. I mean, so, but I'm here to make good.
You are? Really? No,
I'll take it back if you really want me to take it back.
Tink, I want my daughter happy. That's all I want.
Dad, Mr. Tinklewink, I was actually thinking while you were talking that maybe I could use the bike to help Winston with his route because he has a nice bike, but he's slow on it and he gets distracted. And if I could ride with him on a nice bike like that, I could keep him focused on his route, and then he wouldn't get in trouble, and I could help Cletus with his route too, and then he wouldn't get hit by his dad anymore. I think that would really help him out. And then
Hear that sound? You hear the sound? The screws on the bike are tightening. The iron is deoxidizing. It's the paint chips are smoothing out. I think you found what to do.
Tink, you've always been a showman. That's a good touch. Keep that in. That's great.
Oh, shucks. Just only use your passion to do good things.
But we do have a problem, buddy.
What's that?
Madge.
Oh, well.
She's riding around town right now, racking up God knows how big a taxi bill, looking for this one. And she's probably getting madder by the minute. You know, she's really a wonderful person. You should
She
understand.
is.
Dad,
Yes, dear?
I want to ask Mr. Tinklewink to give me my old bike back.
But you fixed this with your good intentions.
I know,
But then the money has to go back too. It's all part of one. You can't have magic newspapers that had money hidden in them by going back in time and changing time so that money got put in the bag by accident, yada, 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 if you don't have the magic bike.
A montage ensues where an incredibly long explanation to an increasingly puzzled looking girl keeps going until finally she seems to nod and she says,
well, I have no idea what you were talking about, Mr. Tinklewink. I just know that when I had my old bike, we were happy.
oh, Tink.
Well, I'll just take this back to the shop then.
Wait a minute. I have an idea, buddy.
Other one.
Oh,
I like it. Oh, it's magical. Oh, yes. And Doris, yes, and we can fix that too. Oh, yeah, retcon. They call it retcon in comics and movies. You go back and yes, I love it.
So, your old bike it is, little one.
I will see you on the flip side. Whoa!
We cut to the next morning at the home of the Style Cups. Lily comes downstairs and into the garage and finds, no, it wasn't a dream. It's her old bike back again. Is that you, Lily?
Yeah, Dad, I was just polishing up Bertha before I take her out for my paper route.
Well, that's tremendous. It's good to take care of things. You know, that bike is, that's not such a bad bike. I mean, I know it's made from some odd parts, but they're all good. They're all, well, most of them are Schwinn. They're pretty good parts.
Yeah.
You take good care of that, and your daughter will be able to ride that bike someday. That'd be the worst thing in the world, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. I sure would be proud to tell her about how you and I found all the parts and put them together, and how you helped me, and how I read a book and figured out the rest of it. And you know, she's kind of slow and she's kind of creaky and she kind of makes a lot of noise, and sometimes she loses parts while I'm riding along, but she gets the job done.
That counts for something.
I almost have enough money to buy Mom some flowers for her birthday.
Really? How much money can you tell me without taking it out of your pocket?
Well, Dad, I think I earned about $5.30 so far, and after today's route, I'll have $5.50 $5.90, and I bet you can buy some nice flowers for $5.90.
Oh, you can buy some wonderful flowers for $5.90, but Lily, I don't think you counted that money right.
No, Dad, I'm sure I've counted it 100 times. I had $5.
Do me a favor, count it 101st. You sure it's not $7?
Dad, what kind of bill is this? I never saw this kind of bill before.
What's a $2 bill? They're currency. They're not as common as your $1 bill or your $5 bill, but they'll spend just as well.
Dad, there's 100 of these.
100 of what, dear?
There's 100 $2 bills here. That's got to be
Come on, you can do it.
just enough money to buy Mom some flowers.
And maybe do some other good things that people don't know you're doing for them.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking, Dad.
What were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking that after I buy Mom the flowers,
Uh-huh.
well, and finish my route for
Uh-huh.
today, and then buy Mom some flowers, then maybe I could give some money to Winston.
Ah, now Winston. Very proud little fella, isn't he?
Yeah.
We wouldn't want him to think you were giving him charity, would we? Because that would be it'd be hard for the likes of Winston to accept if he knew it was from you.
That's true. That's true.
So
You know what? Mrs. McGillicuddy always leaves a tip in an envelope under her mat. And I know that because Winston was bragging on it one time.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't stop talking about how she always leaves him a nice little tip of 30 cents under her doormat.
So if it was $30,
That's what I was thinking, Dad. And then Winston would never know it came from us.
can you get rid of the rest of it without anybody knowing that you're doing good?
Sure, Dad. I can find a lot of ways. There's a lot of people in this town who could use a few extra dollars.
Uh-huh. There are people who are hungry. There are people who need a place to stay. There are people who don't have the right kind of clothes.
You know what, Dad? I bet on old Bertha here, I could visit practically every house in town. If I start now, if I get going now, I might be home late for dinner, though, Dad.
I'll cover for you. Hey, where'd that new bell come from? And the new horn. Isn't that the funniest thing? Off you go, girl. You got work to do.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye, Lily.
Honk, honk. Ring, ring, ring.
Tink, you old goat. You did a good job.
Be good to each other.
See you around sometime, buddy.
A young girl discovers that there's more to magic than riches, and there's more to bikes than money, as she rides around the neighborhood delivering happiness to everyone in town, in the neighborhood deep in the heart of the Nightlight Zone.
And no one should feel bad. Doris was an asshole.
Walter!
She deserved it. She
For
deserved
heaven's sakes, young man.
Magic scooted to her knee.
That's just hard to take.
That's true.
Really?
It's true. Yeah, she had they didn't find out till like later, till she was in the hospital in a knee impact induced coma, that her basement was full of dead bodies.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't such a bad thing to kick her in the shin.
No.
So, guys, we are still very much on the air, but I'm curious, what are our thoughts about this one?
Bikes are magic.
Bikes are magic. Boy, isn't that the truth? Bikes are magic. You're right. Yeah.
And deadly.
I love
And
the
deadly.
image of the Frankenbike made from parts, all found parts and everything. I love that. I really was hoping the story would loop around. I didn't know how it was going to end up, but I was hoping it would loop around so we could end up with the old Frankenbike because I loved it.
I think about a third of the kids in my neighborhood rode Frankenbikes, right? Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely there was a whole underground bike economy.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Well, no, not like a bad underground, like really. Yeah, no, there were a couple of kids who had that would help younger kids, like, get going with parts of things and stuff. It was really nice. And then everybody would go down to this creek and put pieces of plywood on rocks and try jumping over the creek in ways that it is astonishing to me that any of us who grew up there had any brain cells left whatsoever. Yeah. But there you go.
I miss it. Did Madge take a cab?
Yeah, Madge took a cab to go look for the daughter. Madge, I was not impressed with Madge.
No, yeah.
Neither intellect nor actual ethics seemed to be really strong.
She didn't want the same terrible tragedy. We didn't really get into it. That happened because of what she did to Doris.
Yeah.
The ramifications that happened to her little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of temptation for a little girl.
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely.
Because, magic is shitty sometimes.
Oh. Well, just think of all the stories about, you get your wish, you get the magic, and then you got to undo all the damage that's done.
Yeah.
Well, I think Mr. Tinklewank, he actually was trying to do the right thing, and look how effed up it kind of got.
Yeah.
It's magic. It's like it does what it wants to do. And what it wants to do is screw the little guy over.
Is Walt?
I'm tired of
Walt.
Big Pharma and Big Genie and that what do you call it? The monkey's paw syndicates controlling how all the magic flows. It's not trickle down. What trickles down are hexes and curses, and good genie wishes go to evil people. To 1%.
1%, yeah.
Folks, this is Walt Baticki after a year of social distancing.
Some people say I'm still not far enough away.
So, let's see here. We should announce before we go off the air, off the YouTube, if you want to support the Mopco Improv Theater, you could buy a gift card if you choose. They're available at mopco.org, amazingly enough. Is it tomorrow night? Is tomorrow night the big show?
It is.
Tomorrow night's the big show, folks. Tomorrow night, we're having the big group show with, oh my gosh, a cast of thousands. We got Pilates for Infidels.
Yay, that's us.
And we have, it's Tuesday, and we have no name yet. A group so new, they don't yet have a name. And Say Yes to Distress, and an up-and-coming group called the Mop and Bucket Company.
What?
Am I leaving anybody out here?
Did you say rabbits? Are the rabbits?
And Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm a member of the group, and I forgot to mention them. Yeah, so all of those groups are just going to go whoomp and appear here at this link, live.mopco.org, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. They'll each do a little, 10 minutes or so. It's going to be absolutely astonishing. All of that absolutely free, just for you. Because, hey, why? Because we love you. That's why. There's no question about it.
Hey, for tonight's lucky listeners, can we fill them in on Pilates for New Infidels new format that we're gonna try out tomorrow night?
Oh man, this is big. We're getting a scoop right
Sure. Why didn't you take the lead on that, darling?
It's okay for me to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of your way so I can just listen to this.
This is a scoop. We're gonna try out a new format that we've been working on, called Knowledge Strongly, and it's gonna be based on your suggestions. Yeah, so we're gonna be asking for a topic you would like to learn more about. So anybody who's back here tomorrow night, start thinking now about a topic you would like to learn more about. And Pilates for Infidels, it's gonna fill you in on that. New episode of Knowledge Strongly.
Well spoke.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
Wow. I can't wait. That's absolutely amazing. There's also going to be little birds tell me other new and experimental formats all over the place. So it should be a night that we will all never forget. And that's all right here at live.mopco.org. About 23 hours and 15 minutes away from right now. I think I did the math right there, didn't I?
Yeah.
I have no idea what time it is. I'm in the
I'm just gonna stay right here. I've set up.
8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. That's what it is. Yeah.
Kind of nice to see how the sausage is made sometimes, you know?
Oh, hey man, I love that. I tell you, I never want to go back to non-meta improv. You know, I think it's great. So I think at this point, this is where we should say goodbye to our wonderful friends out there in YouTube land, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. If not, next week we're going to be here. All right.